I want to just take a moment because, I've always wanted to do this for a long time. There's this issue where many youth experience or teen deal with teen pregnancy, and there's one of them has shared her remarkable story through YouTube, and I invited her on so that way she could share it with us and give out the message to those who may experience teen pregnancy or if anything else occurs and the advice that anyone should take. All right, so please welcome one of our good friends here, Saski Nelson here. Hey.
Hi.
Yeah. So welcome. I'm glad you joined us here. I want to find out and get to a little bit more about, because I heard about the story, even on YouTube, of how you experienced the issue of teen pregnancy, even when you were in high school. I mean, what is it like just going through the teen pregnancy in high school? I mean, it has to be more difficult than ever. I mean, what do we know?
What was the last thing you said? Someone was cracking up.
I was saying, what is it that we should know from you about how you handled the teen pregnancy here throughout when you were in high school?
It actually wasn't that hard or difficult. I don't know. Like on TV, they be going through mad stuff or whatever. The only thing was that there's going around about different things, that's with like students, teachers, principals and stuff. But other than that, other than the rumors, it went okay, like school-wise.
Did you feel as Did you feel as if that when you were experiencing this, because there are a lot of people that were like criticizing you because you were
right
at a young age here.
Mm-hmm.
How did you handle that criticism?
Well, like if I hear about it, if I hear about it, like I will retaliate. Like I'll retaliate. But like there wasn't really much I could do, but just be mad about it or retaliate on Facebook or stuff like that. But yeah, that's it. Eventually it didn't bother me anymore. But at first it was like you get mad and the only thing you can do is retaliate. You could like what you call it, like when you like address it towards a person or towards Facebook or towards in general.
What would you say to people who are who are currently dealing with that scenario, like especially now with and there's no running away from it really unless you deactivate your account.
Right.
Like, what would you suggest? What would you recommend for teenagers who are dealing with that?
I would recommend for the teen parents going through that to just ignore it. Like it's gonna be hard speaking from somebody else who went through it and then they started to ignore it on their own timing. Like I could just say like ignore it, but they just going through it, so it's gonna get to them. So the only thing I should say is ignore it, but it's a process. They're gonna eventually ignore it on their own, like when they get to that level, like okay, this doesn't bother me anymore, but it's gonna bother them in the beginning.
I feel like that's like with a lot of things too. Like everyone's gonna always try to chime in whatever you do, like everyone's gonna always have their opinion, and it's just like you got to do what makes you happy, in the end. So.
Yeah. I remember a girl in high school who was pregnant. It looked like it happened towards the end of freshman year and then through the summer, because when she got back, the bump was a little obvious.
Right.
And we were just like, Angelica, you probably know who I'm talking about.
I know. Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow. For me, I wasn't one to talk a lot, but I was just like, I was like,
It just took you
it
off
becomes
guard.
noticeable. I don't know if rumors were going around, but because I was kind of out of my circle, but it was something that I noticed because I saw the girl enough to be like, don't tell me this girl is pregnant. I was like, I don't know why I didn't think I would see that in our school because it was new, and there weren't a lot of kids. There were like, our school was new, so we were the first freshmen, and that's all you had in the school. And then as the years went on, more kids would come into the school.
Right.
So she was part of my grade, if I'm not mistaken, and then she
was.
I was like, I guess I didn't see that coming right away because that's at 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
But like it was a shock to me.
It was just a shock. Yeah.
I hope it worked out for her. I know she eventually had the kid. I think she left school at one point and came back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we got to be mindful of is how that after we have the baby, how can we handle being the teen parent? And that's the question I'm trying to throw out at.
Uh-huh.
How is when you hear that you're becoming your parents, they may have
You're breaking up a lot.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
You're breaking up a lot, man.
Oh boy. My question, the thing I'm trying to mention when you ask the question is like when you become a teen mom, it's really difficult to handle because it's like when you tell it to your parents, they get embarrassed. And it's like, how can we approach the parents or just try to tell them without having any conflicts that the teen person is pregnant, basically?
I honestly think that there's always going to be a type of tension when you telling your parents, yeah, I think that there's always going to be a tension. I don't think there's no way to go around it. Like you eventually get through it with them. Like they eventually accept it. You accept it. I mean, if you decide to keep the pregnancy, but you're always going to have that tension, like when you first tell them. And yeah, I don't know. The way I did it, I wrote my mom a letter because I couldn't tell her face to face.
Oh my
God.
Was it?
I wrote her a letter. Like I wrote it out. I told her what happened, and I just put it in her bag.
Wow.
Yeah, she was disappointed when she read it. Like, I think that's a what you call it? I think I knew that would be her reaction already, but eventually she got over it.
Right.
We got past it, and in the end, so yeah. I mean, a lot of people is not that fortunate to where their parents accept it. Like some parents never accept it, and I don't know. So luckily, I was fortunate enough for everything to work out. But yeah, I don't think there's no easy way to tell your parents unless they're okay with it.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
The question that I'm more concerned with is how parents accept the fact that a teenager is pregnant at a young age. That's the thing I'm more concerned about because there have been times where a parent have a different reaction and they even take that person out or whatever the reason.
Right.
Because this is the reality that we're still living in today's world.
Yeah. So what did you say? What was your question?
My question is how can we handle the situation of why a teen parent should accept the fact that they're pregnant because it's like they're gonna throw us out and then all of a sudden we don't want you back because you told them the news that you were pregnant, basically.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know how to answer that. Because you can't really control their reaction. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Does anybody else know how to answer that question? Because I don't know.
I don't know.
I got to hear from Gabriel. You haven't heard from him, okay? Oh, for it.
What's up? What was your last question, David?
I forgot what it was. That's
Your question. This is what happens when your signal's not good.
Yes.
See why we need 5G? No, stop. I'm just kidding. The question was basically how should parents
handle the
I
situation.
think it was how should parents learn to? How do we get our parents to learn to accept that?
Oh.
Basically, when the child is constantly saying they're pregnant and
Right.
they're obviously scared. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, especially teenagers. I mean, everyone knows what it is to be teenagers. So
I don't know how.
whether you grew up in the '80s or now. So
2020.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that still. I feel like they're mad because they feel like we're still young and we're not responsible enough, even though we think we are. And they're in their head as a parent, they're like, I know my child is not responsible enough. And some parents be mad because that happened to them growing up, and now we're repeating the cycle, and they didn't want that for their kids. It's just a whole bunch of different reasons why they could be mad. So I don't know how, like, it could be. We could get to a point in life where parents don't get they just don't come like mad, like they don't come aggressive at you when you tell them like, oh, you're pregnant, and they'd be like, oh, why would you do that? I don't know how we will get to a point where they don't do that. Like they just ask questions first, and then I don't know.
I know I never dealt with that, but
Gabriel, do you want to answer that question? Or?
Well, I think it's hard for me to answer because, first of all, I've never been pregnant. I don't think that's possible.
No, but like to get somebody pregnant, you still a parent.
Right.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So you still gotta tell your mom, I got a girl pregnant.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I'm not sure. I'm lucky to have never been in that situation because I can't imagine what I would do.
Right.
The benefits of not getting everybody.
Huh?
Like, well, at least I steer clear to that part. And there are the toys.
This is my grandpa.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
David, your grandpa now? Uh-oh, she turned the camera off.
No, she turned the camera off. I guess we'll have to end it. I was going to ask one last question, and we'll wrap here. But
can you hear us?
Saski, are you still there? Can we still hear you?
I think she's on anymore.
I think we lost her.
Maybe she muted herself by mistake.
No, she turned off her camera. Her mic is still active, but
maybe it's her connection. I don't know.
I don't know what it is, but we lost her. But I'll probably ask the last question later on. But in the meantime, we want to thank her for joining us for this, and we'll be right back, y'all.